So the Ottawa Senators lose last night to the Washington Capitals 3-2 in overtime. But before I get into this game, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a very late Merry Christmas, and a very late Happy New Year's. The reason why I'm doing it this late is because I actually meant to do it in a video on January 3rd that I did. Wishing you all a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. I was going to wish you all in a video I did just before Christmas. And every time I would finish those videos and I'd shut the camera off, I'd always be thinking, you know, am I forgetting something? And I'd be like, yeah, I forgot to wish them a Merry Christmas or a Happy New Year. But here it is now. I finally get to wish you guys that, even though it is late. All right, so we got a game to talk about now. So the Sens go into Washington, a place they have not won in 8 years. It was exactly 8 years on Friday, actually, January 21st, 2014. Craig Anderson got the shutout in that game. It was a 2-0 Sens victory. And this game was looking like it could have gone a similar way to the game of 8 years ago in Washington when the Sens won 2-0. It was looking like it was going to be that way, like I said, for a long time. And then some bad things kind of happened to Ottawa in the third period. Lineup notes in this one, well, not much for Ottawa. I mean, the only change is Matt Murray, who gets the start in net. Philip Gustafsson and Anton Forsberg split duties back in Pittsburgh on Thursday in a 6-4 Penguins win. And Washington, they're missing a lot of guys. I mean, TJ Oshie, obviously Anthony Mantha is out long term. Dmitry Orlov serving a suspension. John Carlson's out, just to name a few. But Washington's still a very good team, and Ottawa needs to be at their best in order to hang with them. Things would look really good early as a minute 22 in, Thomas Chabot fires a shot from the blue line. It goes past Vitek Vanacek, who, by the way, was starting in net for the Washington Capitals in this game. Austin Watson and Nick Paul get assists on that goal. For Chabot, that's his second of the year. His first goal was an absolute beauty around Ryan McDonough and going bar down on one of the best goalies in the league in Andrei Vasilevsky back in December. And this one is a great slap shot from the point. Thomas Chabot has a really underrated slap shot. I mean, this guy can really bring the heat from the back end. I don't think enough people talk about that. The Sens looked really good in that first period. The shots were 5-3 for the Capitals by the end of it. The Caps would get a late power play, and that's how they got 5 shots. The Capitals had no shots. With about 2.5 minutes to go, Ottawa was doing a really good defensive job, the best they've done all year. But I thought Ottawa looked a lot better offensively for only having 3 shots. I personally felt that the Sens had a couple more shots. I think the shot clock guy in Washington was maybe being a little too generous towards the Caps and not crediting Ottawa with those 2 more shots. So we go to the second period, and 6:07 in, Alex Formenton dancing around, doing some really nice playing in the Washington zone. Washington kind of backs off into a zone type of coverage. Formenton's allowed the perimeter, and that was a mistake by the Caps. Alex Formenton, you allow him the perimeter. He makes a really good play here. A nice little sweet backhand pass to Zach Sanford in the slot, who is not covered in time by, I believe, Nick Dowd. And Sanford buries it. He makes it 2-0 for Ottawa. And for Zach Sanford, that's his 7th of the year, and the aforementioned Formenton draws the only assist on that goal. I thought Ottawa played okay in that second period. Washington definitely pushed. The shots were 16-10 for the Caps by the end of the second. For as much criticism and adversity Matt Murray has faced this year, he looked really sharp in this game once again. I mean, I think he's been very good in the 3 games he's played. 3 out of the 4 games that he's played in January. The one against Toronto on January 1st wasn't that great. But he's looked really sharp. I mean, and he looked really sharp again last night. It's just really too bad the Sens kind of had to fall apart on him in the third period. And speaking of the third, we go there. Minute 39 in, the Alex Ovechkin show starts. It seems like this guy always comes to play against Ottawa. I mean, you know, heck, he comes to play against everybody. You don't get to, 4th all time right now in goal scoring if you don't come to play against everybody. The scoring play is Ovechkin, his 28th of the year. Assists go to Trevor Van Riemsdyk and Evgeny Kuznetsov. That was a weird goal because it looked like Dylan Gambrell had Ovechkin tied up in front. But if you're Dylan Gambrell, I mean, what are you supposed to do with a guy whose strength rivals that of an ox? I mean, I really don't know what he's supposed to do in that situation. I mean, poor Dylan Gambrell. He tries to tie up Ovechkin in front. Ovechkin, though, just too strong, still able to get the shot away. And when he gets the shot away in the slot, there's a good chance he's probably going to score on it. And Washington was very determined from the start of the third period. They were all over the Sens, especially after they got that goal. Ovechkin and his line mates were really buzzing. And then with 10:17 left in the third period, Ovechkin appears to have scored again. He gets another shot away right in the slot. For whatever reason, Ottawa has no problem leaving him in the slot. So he appears to have scored, but the refs wave it off. And I said right away, that looked like it was in, but let's just keep playing and see what happens. So some seconds go by. There's still no horn. Usually, an indication that a guy has scored a goal while the play is still going on. A horn will sound. They'll sound the horn. And they'll go to the timekeeper's bench there and review it. And there was no horn sounding for a little bit, so I was thinking, okay, maybe it didn't go in, even though it really looked like that puck went in, because there's been a few plays like that this year, whether it be a goal for or against for Ottawa, where it looked like the puck has gone in, but it didn't really go in, so I was hoping that would be the case here. And then at 9:59 left in the third, the horn sounds, the dreaded horn for Ottawa, and as soon as that horn sounded, I knew right away, it's in, it's a goal. I knew it was a goal. It looked like it went in right away. It didn't look like it hit the crossbar and came out. They obviously looked at it at the timekeeper's bench. It does count. It's a goal for Washington. It's a goal for Alex Ovechkin, who scores 2 against the Sens again, just like he did last meeting in October. So we're all tied up at 2. I also want to point out that Tom Wilson had a shorthanded breakaway. Matt Murray makes a huge save on him. And now we go to overtime, tied up at 2. And for Ottawa, they have a chance to win in a building that they have not won in 8 years. But what do they do in overtime? Josh Norris gets the puck. He tries to make a fancy play through the legs of Nick Backstrom. When you're the last man back, you probably don't want to make that play. Backstrom goes in all alone, waits out Matt Murray, gets him down, puts a backhander top shelf, and Washington wins this game 3-2 in overtime. The goal was unassisted, but you could give Josh Norris the assist on that one. All joking aside, that's a really tough break for Norris. I would have liked to seen him manage the puck there better. And it's a tough break for Matt Murray because he played really well and he definitely deserved a better fate in this game. I thought Ottawa's top line was very quiet in this one. Their best line was the Tim Stützle, Alex Formenton, and Zach Sanford line. I thought they were the most noticeable. They probably created the most. They had a lot of offensive zone time, it seemed like. I thought the Sens didn't have a bad game. I thought they had a really good first period, an okay second, and then a pretty bad third. The shots were only 10-9 for Washington in that third period. It felt like a lot more. I felt like the Caps had the puck pretty much that whole third period. In Ottawa, they played well, or decent anyways, but they looked like a young team in that third period, and Washington looked like the strong veteran team that they are. And Ottawa, they still have some work to do, obviously, if they want to compete with the big boys of the league. So those are my thoughts on this game. Please let me know what you all think in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.